I'm gonna just let you know, man. We got through last year. We did our first show this past Friday night on the 12th. We did our first show of the year. I want to thank everybody that came out.
Yes.
There's a lot of old heads, a lot of my old friends showed up from like when I first started off with this whole thing and trying to run it out. And it was nice to see old faces show up. And still Uncle Joe this and Uncle Joe that.
Yeah.
And then we had some pretty amazing new people pop up and say some things. The 26th, we're doing it again. And like usual, Passion and Poetry, 118 Washington Street. Wall Street Cafe.
You can sign up early.
Sign up early.
$5 entry for artists.
Huh?
$5 entry for artists. $5 entry.
$5 entry for artists. She checking it right. Can win $100 from the door. So we give away $100 door prize at the end of the night. So if you want to make $100, come sign up on the list. You can go to happyhourlive757@gmail.com. Or if you want to, you can just send your $5 entry to, what is it? happyhourlive at gmail. happyhourlive757.
What'd you catch?
$.
It's $.
Yeah, happyhourlive757 $.
The $, didn't we?
It's $. happyhourlive757. See how this world gets. February show. What we got lined up for White Wall sessions in February?
Lagoon.
Yeah, February 17th.
Mm-hmm.
We got Goo Lagoon. My man Maggie and my man Nadi gonna be performing live, yo.
I never heard that. I never heard you say that Friday. She said, "You talking about the one?" I said, "Yeah, the one."
Yeah, y'all don't want to miss this show. The 17th, right here in the great room. We got Maggie and Nadi from Goo Lagoon. They're gonna be in the building. We're gonna be doing our thing with them. We got I think in March we got an all-male poetry show we're building up right now.
And we gonna have an erotic poetry night.
Yeah.
That's
And
gonna be here.
I just got blessed with another venue, so we gotta start working on that. Yeah, we just got blessed with another venue. Yeah, a bigger venue. Yeah, so yeah, we just talking about it. We haven't had a business meeting about it yet, but it is coming really soon.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, I think we just acquired another venue with more people. So like. Moves are being made behind the doors. Someone's always making moves in this business, and that's the reality of it. So other than that, my sis, happy Martin Luther King Day to you.
Thank you.
I know a lot of people don't even want to say that, but happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody out there. I think the man worked hard to even have this day appreciated by his name, by his birth. So, and I think as a culture, we've worked hard over the years to have this done. And, you know, of course I don't think that people think we're redundant to hearing. We heard the stories about Martin Luther King, you know. But at any rate, I just want let everybody know Martin Luther King was nothing but just a man, just like any other man walking the face of the earth. So he had faults and mistakes and things that he didn't do. They all did. No man is perfect. So, you know, let's move on and be glad. I wish they would give a lot more of the powerful men their days as well.
Yes.
Because there's a whole bunch of other ones that's left out of the circuit right now. But we got a pretty interesting brother in that building today, man. When I tell you Nairobi goes outside and she finds jewels, literally jewels. Don't ask me how she does it, but every person she brings behind the table at What's Your Passion is somebody really that got it in their heart. I haven't seen one subject that sit in this room and didn't. Like my mom say what you mean and mean what the fuck you say. You know what I'm saying? So, hey everybody, the one and only Brother Rhaeem in the building. Give a hand up for him, y'all. Give a hand up for him. Brother Rhaeem in the building. All right, Brother Rhaeem, I'm just meeting you today, and I gotta admit, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Very comfortable thing to meet another brother that has the same heart that I do. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself and who you are as Brother Rhaeem.
All right, first and foremost, I just want to say all power to the people, and it's a pleasure to be here, and a pleasure to be amongst you, Sister Nairobi, and brother. At the same time, we are here representing Do for Self Family Organization. We are a revolutionary movement that's in the community of the Hampton Roads. We are based out of Norfolk, Virginia, and we have a few brothers and sisters who are within different cities or different states that are connected with us, and all we want to do is basically bring a change to the community. We want to show the young population and the young children and men woman and child, excuse me, I'm nervous, my first time ever being on the podcast.
Sit on in there, bro. Sit in the pocket.
Basically, we want to turn young brothers into revolutionaries. We want to turn young sisters into revolutionaries. We want to turn them into political scientist majors. We want to have them enrolled into HBCU programs through the black colleges throughout the cities and the states. Because just due to the fact that black on black crime is high throughout every city or every urban city you see throughout the United States of America. Drug epidemic, you have a new drug called K2, all the way down to fentanyl, to still got crack cocaine and heroin still out there that's terrorizing the black community. So basically what we want to do is take that aspect away from our community. We want to bring it into that as much as possible. Now black on black crime, that's give or take, but we could damn sure stop the drugs, or at least put a hold on it. So basically, we want to turn the youngins into political personnel. We want them to become politicians. We want them to become independent. And so we want to also turn them into young Bobby Seals, young Angela Davises, young Asada Shakurs, and basically just turn the aspect away from the hip-hop community, which we love hip-hop. I come from the Rakim era, the Nas era, and the AZ era, where they brought knowledge itself to the community. And so we want to turn the young sisters who follow certain female rappers. I'm not going to say their names because they...
Oh, you can speak it out, bro. You can speak it out. You can speak it out because...
Music is entertainment. Entertainment is entertainment, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's what hip-hop is. Hip-hop is entertainment. So
I wouldn't call them hip-hop. They're more
well,
like
hip-hop is definitely different from what it was today. We had MC Light. We had Rod Digger back in the day.
The language was different.
The language is different.
The language different. The movement was different. The language was different. And I think COVID was a blessing for sitting people down, because COVID bought you a couple of years. Right. If you was in a fast lane when COVID happened, COVID told you to go inside the house and sit your butt down. So you got a couple of years out of that of just of age and elderness. So you live a couple of years because you rest, your body rests. You're not, but it also turned these kids into monsters. Because while people were sitting down, these kids were thinking.
Right, there was no school.
They was coming up with the next best way to make money without having to go to work.
And it's not their fault though. It was a systematic situation where they called it a pandemic, where they shut down the schools, they shut down the jobs, they shut down the
everything was done for a reason.
Everything, the streets was empty, so the children had nothing to do but go outside and cause chaos.
Yeah, well, everything was done for a reason. The government put that together for a reason. Because collateral works all ways. Money works all ways. So if people start coming up ways to make more money, the government come up with ways to make more money. It's systematically put in place, and the whole world went through it, not just the United States.
Right.
We're talking the entire world. Went with the plan, went with the master plan. All the leaders of the countries went with the master plan. Let's release this in our country, and content creators, people that was content creators. I was a content creator before COVID. He was a content creator before COVID. You was a content creator before COVID. But now look how many other people are alone in our circuit right now.
I mean, you're right. There's, pay attention to the guy who started off Cash App. He got locked up after COVID. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people who...
I believe it did.
Yeah, they did. Matter of fact, you're right.
He did. Yeah, he got murdered.
He got murdered.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, like, what the government is basically doing is basically setting you up. They're setting people up to either take over certain aspects of the government, like Elon Musk. He's obviously a puppet. He's making billions, but he's not putting other people on. So the government will take over your project and basically let you monopolize your money and monopolize your business and take over as long as you do what they say. And so there's brothers right now who's creating water. His name is Moses. I'm not even gonna say his first name because they already try to sabotage his business. He was in Detroit and he was also in Mississippi, but there's what is this city in Detroit that lost their water? What's that city? Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
They lost their water. You know, their water went bad.
Yeah, their water supply is bad.
There was 3 sisters who mysteriously died when they went and took a lawsuit against the city.
Yeah, I remember that. Remember that all being in the news. I remember that you literally at one time in Flint,
Right.
You could not use sewage at all.
At all. They was
Only
giving
for
out
toilet.
water bottles.
Only for toilet. You would have to go to they would have areas where you would pick up bottled water in Flint. Water system was so bad.
And so what the brother did, he went out there this past year in 2023 and tried to establish a water system for the city of Flint. Somehow, some way, whoever went out there and sabotaged it. So he left that project alone and went to Mississippi and established the same thing. And that is successfully running. So we have black inventors who basically been...
Always have.
And even there's guys who create engine water, who's your engine running off water.
Yeah, steam water. I mean, we always have.
We are great.
That's a great day. These kids today, to where you guys are reaching to them and trying to get them before they actually get to the next phase.
Absolutely. Our first phase is basically doing community initiatives, feeding the community. Like, we could talk all day, but eventually we're gonna get hungry, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we want to be in the community where we're feeding the community, not just and I don't like saying homeless. I say less
fortunate.
So we're feeding the less fortunate. We're feeding the community. We're teaching the youngest and giving them books. We're giving them literature. And also our whole goal this next 3 months, like he said, he got a new venue. We want to get a headquarters where people will be able to come to our building and basically build with us. Where we do open mic for poetry or revolutionary poetry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go too deep into certain aspects of the music. We want to bring basically knowledge of self and conscientious music, R&B, and revolutionary music to the table, and also open mic revolutionary to the table as well. So once we get the headquarters, we'll be able to reach the community and be able to go out into the community and do more. But our main thing is feeding the community. We want to take it back to the Bobby Seale era where they fed thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, them brothers used to rob banks to get the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that is what you did.
We're not robbing banks. We're doing for self. So
yeah.
basically, yes, I work. Also, I have a little business. You know what I'm saying? I have brothers and sisters who work, and they have their own little businesses. You know what I'm saying? So all we want to do is put that together, make it group economics. Where down the line, we have a sister who does taxes, and she also does business taxes. I have a brother who does real estate, and his wife does credit consultations. So as a group, let's say 5 or 4 of us, we working on our credit. We working on building group economics, like we trusting each other where we could go open up different venues or we could open up certain lines of credit or business where we making money together. I don't care if we selling books, shea butters, oils, computers, laptops, pens, phones, whatever we could get our hands on where we can make a good amount of money out of. That's group economics, and that's building basically nation building. Because let's say we made thousands, there's acres that's for sale everywhere. Right? You drive down Portsmouth.
But you ain't got to buy them either. You don't have to buy them. If you're an organization fully, there are grants that you can have somebody write you a grant for your project, and they'll give you a piece of farmland so you can do what you want to do on your land.
And that's something. The 501c status that's something I'm definitely studying.
Yeah. The more you get into, you'll find out there's ways you can and it's not even a manipulation thing because it's a right. It's an organization, and like I said, COVID hurt a lot of people because a lot of people abuse those situations.
Right.
And that makes it harder for us to go in there and say the ones that want to do it the right way now.
Right.
It makes it harder for us now. They want to dig a little bit more. They want to live it. They want to make sure you're not doing you're doing what you say you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it would be nice to have some people out here that does financial institution literature and bring them in front of kids and teach kids how to do business.
I think that's what he's saying.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, what we do at least once a month. What we started is group conferences and also a Zoom. What we want to bring is financial literacy to the youth. That's mandatory. And that's why I say we have a brother who does real estate. He's really booming out there, and his wife does credit consultation. We have a sister who does business taxes. And as we build, we bring more children to it. Like I have children. Everybody we're building with have children. We want to build that trust and that love with each other. We bring in our children. That's why we call it Do for Self Family. You know what I'm saying? So we're bringing that all into one, and we're becoming a revolutionary stronghold as well. Because there's a lot of groups and there's a lot of movements out there. But to me, this is my personal perspective, God is the revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? God is the revolutionary movement. We put God first, and we want to live righteous.
I mean, you gotta go behind yours.
Yeah.
You gotta go over like that's, and I want, like as groups, as people, as founders, and people out here trying to bring things together, we all gotta cross each other's path and respect each other and grow together. We all gotta have, there's no reason why you and I can't help each other out.
Right.
Or you and the next brother out there in the organization can't help each other out.
Right.
Because I can tell you right now, what you really want, what you just said you want to do, a lot of these kids that are inspiring to be rappers, inspiring to be poets, inspiring to be musicians, inspiring to be anything, mechanic, you have to learn financial literacy before you get there.
Right. Right.
So you got an idea that's for every child. That every parent, if I'm going to help you, to some degree I'm going to help you.
Absolutely.
Because I want to tell people what you're doing. I want to preach for you. I want to have that same heart. That's why when you first talk, I said I need to see what, because I want to be one of those people to say, hey, Evan Carmen, why don't you go to one of his meetings and see what they're talking about, so you can learn about financial literacy, because he wants to be very successful in what he does.
You want to go to school for economics.
You know what I mean?
You know,
like,
you're going to go for state for economics. That's the whole purpose of what we want to do. What we want to teach our youth. I'm sorry, sis, go ahead.
No, I was saying especially like with rappers, because if you go back to what your friend had said about the certain group that came here, the reason why people look at a lot of artists and think that they are rich, and they're not, especially our community, they go into the industry thinking that they gonna make this money, they gonna make this music, make this money, and they just gonna be rich, and it's not like
no
that.
education behind
So
it.
towards the end of their career, like the middle to the end, they end up not having no money because nobody taught them
How to handle
how
money.
to handle their money. And
Not
it's
even know
like,
how to read contracts.
right.
Not even know how to read you know, they tell you numbers. It's $100,000. They put that on the paper, right?
Yeah, yes.
At the bottom of it, they tell you $85,000 of that you paying back to us,
Right.
and the rest of it you paying for this and paying for that. For you know that you owe over that $100,000. So that's the reality of like what he's trying to do. That's what, like, and I got it when so many kids need that, but in the 2000s. Children started being business owners.
Right off of YouTube. Right off
Major
of YouTube.
children. Major
Right off of
children.
YouTube.
And not even YouTube. Some physically got out there and do it.
Right.
I know some little girl that's selling cookies in Atlanta right now is a millionaire. She's been selling cookies for about 3 years now. Had nothing to do with YouTube. Just started selling cookies at her church. Went from church to people's home, from people's homes to other people's homes, to other people's homes. And now she's big on YouTube with her cooking classes and all. But she made her base money was from word of mouth and having a good product, and having parents that cared about financial literacy and taught their child how to do business. And she's running the business by herself now. She got they got a company that makes the cookies for her. She's making money. Like,
look at that right here. When I went to the security bag, when Dane Dash was here, and I with Miss Tanya down the beach, their first panel, they had 3 different panels. It was children, women, and the men panel. I didn't know there was so many children.
this is
I
on.
knew it was right here in Virginia.
We're not alone either. There's a few groups that we support that actually we align under.
That's good. That's good.
I joined the revolutionary movement at least 3 years ago, but truthfully, it was already embedded in me from my father and my aunt Jewett out of North Philly. They started off in the movement in 1984 out in North Philly, and then they went into the Black Panther Party movement. And my aunt Jewett always installed in me and my cousins, hey, black pride, black power. You know what I'm saying? Power to the people. I even remember my aunt and my father, they was talking about how phones was tapped. My grandfather said the phone was tapped because all my family members was involved with the movement. So for me to be in the revolutionary movement is only natural. And so I had 8 years in the Navy, and even when I was in the Navy, I was still militant. I had a brother who was close to me right now. He said, McNeil, hey, you know what I'm saying? You're still militant. You was always militant. And so that's the mind frame we want our youngest to have, because we don't want them to basically end up in prisons, which is the school system to prison pipeline. We don't want them to end up on the drugs. We don't want them to fall into the cracks of hip hop where they just making money, and in 5 years their music dried out and they don't even own their masters. Like she said, she met the brother on Dame Dash. Dame Dash is an amazing entrepreneur because he taught the youngest. He taught them from day one. Hey, own. You want to do for self. You don't want to do for them. You want to do for yourself and do for your family, do for your generation. Like, you don't want to walk into the place and ask them, can I work for you? You rather have people come to you, can I work for you? And you pay them righteously. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole aspect. We want to teach our youngest and take them out of the mind state where you don't want to just get up in the morning and go work at 9 to 5. I'd rather you write books and figure out your own income if possible and still working 9 to 5 until you do that. Like right now we have a lot of black entrepreneurs throughout America and in the 757. We want to bring all of them together. So we have Black Wall Street throughout the 757, the 804.
Yo, he's amazing, yo.
And that's the mind state we want because they destroyed Black Wall Street in the early 1900s, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're in this stuff. We're in a venue that's called Wall Street Cafe.
Yeah,
and
I know.
It highly represents Black Wall Street. Highly represents Wall Street.
I've been there like 2-3 times. I love that place.
Yeah.
They some pancakes and some turkey bacon.
Yeah. So
the brother who owns that place and his wife, they do real estate.
Dominic Epps. Yep.
Exactly. He's very powerful out there.
And
his sister. So they're very powerful when it comes to the real estate game. So at the end of the day, we want brothers and sisters to sign up for that real estate class that's $400-$500 so they can learn how to flip properties.
Yeah.
Invest in property. And self-love is everything because you gotta love yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love God or yourself first. That's just my perspective. Some people love themselves first. So you gotta love yourself. You gotta love human beings. You gotta love people. And if you don't love yourself, how you gonna love anything?
Yo, it is so deep. So I see that you wrote some things that I'm very interested in talking about. A couple of people that I really, really like when I was a child, and I'm a '60s baby.
Okay.
So I'm what they call a baby boomers era.
Baby boomers era.
So and there's a big difference because we grew up with the strong ones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I see you put Huey P on here, right? And a lot of kids, a lot of this generation don't know the power
of Huey P.
Huey P.
Right, he started the Black Panther Party movement, him and Bobby Seale. And what they basically did was revolutionize young men and women fresh out of college or even in college, and basically they taught them, yo, you don't have to get abused by the police. You don't have to continue to deal with the injustices of the police throughout the United States, because of course they started off in California, but it spread it all the way to New York, to Florida, to DC, to Virginia, to Mississippi.
Yeah.
So basically what they did was something that was mandatory because they took out our leaders. They killed Malcolm Shabazz.
Mm-hmm.
They killed Martin Luther King, God bless his soul, which his birthday is tomorrow, the holiday is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They killed his brother. They not only killed his brother, they killed his mother while she was in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they killed Medgar Evers in front of his family in his front porch. So the whole purpose of the Black Panther Party movement was we have to protect ourselves. We have to defend the black man, the black woman, the black child. Because not every black man can get up there and get the ones and twos with you. Not every black man is present in that household, so the black woman still need protection. Even the children who could be, they could be disabled. And during those time frames, LAPD was the worst. So it was mandatory.
The LAPD thing, because I grew up around that era, and a lot of people didn't realize this. The LAPD never really got looked at until after Rodney King.
Right.
Before Rodney King, LAPD was running on a rampage on black folks.
It was 20 of them that stopped
and I'm talking, I was born in '64. Yeah. And LA was the worst police force in the United States of America in the 60s.
The Ku Klux Klan.
The 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Like, it's 50 years span, they just that when you move to that town, as a black person, you have to watch out for yourself. And it's a shame that we should have to even discuss. Even today, it's still just as secretly sad in some of these places we go.
That's why we had brothers like Marcus Garvey who taught us to police ourselves, police our own communities. He's also telling us, we need to have our own institutions and have our own quote-unquote navy, our own ships, our own commerce, our own logistics, our own government. He tried it. They stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Because if he would have been successful in that, there would have been more Black Wall Streets in America right now. There'd be more black politicians right now.
At a rapid approach, they're shutting down HBCUs.
Say what?
At a rapid approach, they're shutting down HBCUs, black colleges.
They're not getting the proper funding.
They're not funding them, so they can shut them down.
They say they're doing and honestly, I'm not trying to.
They're going after HBCUs.
They definitely are.
And Norfolk State almost came on that list twice.
Yep.
about 10 years ago.
They haven't been getting funded in the past 20 years.
Yeah, Norfolk State was on that list twice about 10 years ago. Twice in 2 different years that came up and talk about shutting Norfolk State down because they're not getting the funding they need to stay in business.
The only president who gave them a partial funding was DT. I mean, the president right now, he's not even thinking about funding.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, let me.
But they're shutting down schools across the country. There are white schools they're gonna shut down. But you know what white colleges they're gonna shut down, right? The little school that's out in Rice, Missouri,
Yeah.
with a population of maybe about 100 students.
It started from the public schools. They took black history out of the public schools.
Yeah.
They shut down the public schools. A lot of kids are doing homeschool right now, which I was highly suggest for the black community. Homeschool your children. Take them out of these public schools because the public schools do not care about security of your children, obviously. You got massacres going around throughout all the public schools. Excuse me, not all public schools, but throughout the United States.
Yeah.
People could just walk in with guns and start shooting at the children. That's the most insane.
That's a whole nother phase of insanity.
We'd rather have our children in homeschool and we have, even if you got to pay out of pocket, or you try your hardest to teach your children the certain principles of education.
Well, I mean, hopefully, and I'm just praying that this happens. There's a brother that I've been watching lately. I can't think of his name right now, but he's all over YouTube. He's actually building a school. He's building a black school.
So Dr. Umar Johnson?
Yeah. So my attitude is, since they want to do the route of closing down schools, as organizations, as these 501s starting to come up, organizations like you and I, it's time for us to have our own town hall meeting. And get investors and go buy a building within our community. Even if you got to make a drive to get to that school, because I'm one of the parents that reap the resource of what education teaches you in school. And I will tell every parent this. I know we all want our kids to learn and be better pupils and be better in life. But if you don't instill that to a child, if you don't do your job as a parent and start early on with your child, with education, I don't care where you send your kid to school to. He's not going to get it. Education is something that needs to be taught from birth.
Actually, while they're in the room.
Exactly right.
But see, for that age group, I'm gonna tell you what Khalil and them said. And people his age, your age, and older, or around that older group, they are afraid because the situation that happened with Amir's friend. Right now, the grown man want to say, "Oh, it's something that we could have done to have stopped that situation from happening." But Khalil even said it when we was watching the video. He was like, "Mama, for real." People in your age group, like the men in your age group, uncles your age group, they're like, they scared up.
No. Because had it been somebody, you can't.
I'm not saying you. Somebody like you, I said, well, somebody like Uncle Joe would have.
I'm gonna say something. I would have said something. No, y'all not gonna do here this today.
I mean, she got a point because this era
is lost.
It's a lost tribe of Shabazz. You know what I'm saying? But this era also is scared of each other. And they're scared of the quote-unquote oppressor. Like, to me, truthfully, the black man could be their worst enemy. When we walk outside, we're not necessarily looking for the police to beat us aside. Right now. You know what I mean? I'm being straight up.
We're looking at each other first.
We're looking at each other. So we got to flip that mind frame. When we look at each other, we say salute, we say peace. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, my brother.
You know what I mean? I salute them. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So I love you in the name of the Lord. I love you in the name of God. So
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That's brotherly love.
You know that's peace.
That's brotherly and sisterly love. That's something
peace.
that's mandatory. So we take that mind state and we basically take that fear from looking at each other like, yo, he got a gun. I have a gun. She has a gun.
I know I'm good.
You know,
We
take that and we put it all together where we are a team, we're an army, and we looking at the real aspects and the real people who really want us done. Like the certain group that's the 5 white males that's in Mississippi that's on trial right now for murdering the black boy. Or the prison that's out there in Mississippi that had brothers buried in the back. 200 of them, 200 plus. You know what I'm saying? Now granted, we got black on black crime in the community. So and so killed so and so did this. We're gonna try to curb that. We're gonna try to end that. But the main thing is we want to stop the fear aspect. Black man doesn't have nobody to fear.
Shouldn't have to.
He should fear nobody but God.
Yeah, shouldn't have to.
The toughest woman on this earth that lived on this earth to me was Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, I just got to think about. I just got a passage from something Harriet Tubman said when she was running the Underground Railroad. How she said she saved hundreds of people.
And she could save more.
I wish, if they would have showed up, you know. And what you just said about black people fearing, like teaching my son, even teaching my son up to the ages now. Like most people today, I hear got their kids, and you can talk to the kids. They're afraid of the police.
Right.
You know what I mean? And why would you teach your child to be afraid of the police when he actually has what the police gonna do to him is done in our communities with the people they run on the side of the street with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My attitude is like, why don't you teach your kid how to conduct himself in case he's in those situations?
Right.
Whether it be another gangster or the police. Teach him how to conduct himself till at least you know your son or your child or your daughter, you know it wasn't them that put themselves in that situation.
And that's the whole purpose of Do for Self Family Organization. We want to teach the youth group economics. We want to teach the youth certain trainings that's been taken out of the black community, like HVAC, plumbing, medical assistant. Like we have a sister who does who's basically a medical, traveling nurse certified, and she does this. So let's say we have an event, me or anybody have a certain medical situation that happened, she's there to help us. And we also have an aunt. She does education. She's a teacher right now in Norfolk. As we build this establishment, we want to have the children come, and we have certain teachers teaching them certain things, certain aspects or certain educational principles, whether it's English or math or history or philosophy, economics or algebra or geometry, trigonometry, whatever it is that person specializes. We want to teach our children to learn.
I like that. I like that.
So it's going to take time because, of course, like you said, it's a 501c. And I'm not the type of one to go out there with a pot and be like, can you donate this? Of course, I'd rather get it from the government. They're going to look at me like, who are you? We want to feed the community. They give it to us. They give it to us. If not, we're going to continue to do for self and get it on our own.
Now, are you open to all families?
What you mean?
Like for instance, my neighbors, they're immigrants, they're Mexican.
I mean, the black and brown families we are one because we are all indigenous.
All right.
You see the mass migration that's come across America right now. You know why? Because they're getting massacred.
Yeah.
They have cartels, quote cartels that's blowing them up. You have government people going out there doing this too.
So I just want to relate that to the world, because we're talking to the world, and see that's the problem with what so I'm gonna tell you that there is the white world and there is a brown world, right? That's just basically how it is. The white world is already what he's already speaking on. The white world is already on that self mentality. Like that's how they were designed. That's how they came designed, and that's how they stay designed. Like you can have white friends as counterparts. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
but do know that they are self-taught to take care of their communities and live with them. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they're taught different things already set in their household.
Yes.
When they're young, that's been taught since way back when.
Yes.
They teach them certain different things that we out here playing rap music and got our
trying to catch up,
working, and then those who are trying to catch up. It's like that. I don't know if you've seen that video. That black woman, I guess she was just tired. She like, I don't understand how people, she like having a race. Y'all started that race when it first started. As soon as he hit the gun, y'all was able to go around that track. And y'all been around that track probably about 20 years, 30 years. And then when y'all hit that 30 year mark, that's when they hit it for us to be able to go around. And then y'all been ahead of us for 30 years and y'all want us and expect us to catch up.
We could have killed this off a long time ago.
Bingo.
That's enough. We could not, as black people, we shouldn't be having this discussion in 2024.
When we came out,
not at all.
When we came out of slavery, and this is just my opinion. When we came out of slavery, our biggest mistake was not turning around, going right back to the armories, not going back to the fields, picking up those weapons and going back against the Confederates. Why? Because those same Confederates became the Ku Klux Klansmen. They became the police.
Owners of everything.
And what they did,
banks.
they started the chain gang on us.
Yeah.
We tried to become politicians and start up our own Black Wall Streets after slavery.
Shut it
We
down.
already had it. They came out there and terrorized it, bombed it and everything. So our mistake was not going against those who enslaved us. Because truthfully, 400 years of slavery, from castrations to raping to bucking, men and men having to have sex with their mothers. That's what they call the word mother effluent. That's where that came from. They fed our babies to alligators. Now, not all white people are bad. I'm not gonna say that. We had brothers like John Brown. You had a lot of white folks in the Underground Railroad that opened up them doors for our ancestors. I don't know the names. You know what I'm saying? But I know John Brown.
No, I got you. I definitely
So
got you.
there are white folks. Excuse me, I would say Caucasians. There are Caucasians present in the past that has done right by black people. Turn on BT, you got Tyler Perry. That's it.
I used to. Well, before I got to where I'm at now, the type of work I worked abroad, and I had the opportunity to go to Johannesburg, South Africa,
Right.
for like 9 months. And when I got to Africa, I was expecting what I saw on television. I'm gonna be honest with you, most of us
Most black people think that.
They're like, I thought I was gonna run across a village, there's gonna be a bunch of little kids running around begging for subs.
Most people think
like,
that.
you
That's
know,
the picture they
but
paint.
West Africa.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm gonna be right, honestly tell y'all the truth. Johannesburg, I can't speak on all of Africa, because I didn't go across the continent.
It's no different
But
from here.
Johannesburg, South Africa, the black people there are like the white people in America, the rich white people in America.
Yeah.
What we consider, there's black people that own they own hospitals, car dealerships.
Yeah.
The police force is all black.
Yeah.
Like the mayor's black, the governor's black.
The currency is black.
Like everything is black.
But that was a picture that was a picture that they painted. Then they paint this picture that America is just all glam. No, the same. It's the way every country had their parts. Where it's nice, rich, this, that, and the third, and then you got the slumps, and then you got this. America is.
I mean, I was totally amazed in Johannesburg. Like it felt so good.
I've been to Ghana, Gabon, Cameroon, Angola, and Senegal. Of course, it was courtesy due to the Navy, but I had a beautiful time, and I also always wanted to go back to our mother.
Yeah, Senegal's nice.
And when I seen, just like you had described on Johannesburg, everything was black.
Everything is so
The
man.
black politicians.
It was military. You felt so good walking into a bank, yo.
A black bank. Exactly.
Yeah, you walk into the bank and you have to speak to the man that runs the bank. The owner of the bank, my brother walk out there, bro. Like, yo, the shit is just, women are just dope. Black women everywhere.
The most
I know you
beautiful.
like that.
Everywhere.
And some of them they'll have food baskets on their head. They'll have their babies right here.
Everywhere.
They still like, and they'll wear their certain clothing and garments, and they still beautiful. Like the most, honestly, there's nothing like the most beautiful black woman. All black women to me is beautiful.
They are.
You know what I'm saying?
They are. But when people are in their element, when they're all black people are beautiful for me.
Right.
But when you're in that element, when you can feel the power change in those people.
Right.
You can feel like even if you went to the bank tellers, you can feel. And the great thing about South Africa is that people that are working for businesses are invested into the business. So whatever the business is making is how they make their income.
Right.
Like everybody's a shareholder.
You gonna make money?
Yo, I thought about it. I thought about it over and over again.
Right.
Like everybody's a shareholder. That's why they're so financially stable, because everybody, if you work at that bank, you're not working at that bank for 5 years, 10 years. You're working at that bank to retire from that bank, and you're gonna get your money from that bank. That's how they do business.
Everything is black owned out there.
That's what I'm saying. You go to bank teller, when she or he introduces themselves, they talk as if they're the owner of the bank, and they're not even the owners. They work there, but they can make decisions that are owner, instead of escalating to other things, they take care of it there for you. It's little simple things like that that makes a life in business.
So they take pride in their homeland. That's like they working within their tribe and their people and their community. Tribe Called Quest is a new school. They
go
right?
Yeah, so Tribe Called Quest broke the door open for groups like Leaders of the New School. That was a Manhattan vibe. All those cats that rhyme like that were all in the city.
Grand Pooh.
But Grand Pooh. They were on the Brooklyn side of things, the Bronx side of things. That's where you used to see Grand Pooh and Brand Nubian. And they always like in the Bronx and Brooklyn. But that style of rap, Tribe was the one that opened the door to where everybody. So then we had Plug 1, Plug 2, De La Soul from Long Island. So all of a sudden, it became like a circuit. There was an area of what conscious conscious hip hop.
Right.
Everybody was coming with education with hip hop back then.
Right.
You learn stuff from.
They actually had bars during that time.
Yeah, it was an era that's metaphors so you can learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they had substance.
it was, and then I really wish someone would do a show like that around here where they just go back.
Barry Ash was out here like about 6-7 months ago.
Yeah, not shorter than that. Shorter than that. We just did a show with a group that she really likes. What's the name of that group we was just here with?
Dead Prayers. No,
not Dead Prayers. No, not. Huh? Who?
Wu Syndicate.
Smith and Wesson.
Oh, Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, Smith and Wesson down there. Yeah.
It wasn't Wu Syndicate?
Nah, it was Smith and Wesson. Yeah.
Okay, alright.
And
Helter Skelter.
yeah. So you know, and it made you feel like you was back in the '80s, bro.
Conscientious.
Because if you remember that era was the '80s, and you don't.
Rakim never cursed.
Well, all of them never did.
He don't curse, man.
It was an era where it's a missing era.
Mm-hmm.
It like skipped.
I mean, if you look at it, what happened though, was systematically what happened was the crack era.
Yeah,
the crack era.
That's what was going on.
More death. So
yeah.
It turned us really against each other. It took the black man definitely out the household because if he wasn't in prison, if he wasn't.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm gonna tell you the truth about how black man got out of the household. It started in the '70s, the early '70s. When a white president, Richard Nixon, was president of the United States.
Tricky Dicky.
Yeah. So basically, what the proposal to black women was, if you want to get help from social services, so you couldn't live with a black man in your house.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want subsidized housing, if you want to get any public assistance, a black man couldn't be in the house with you. Now, mind you, a lot of this was done to separate fathers from being parents to their kids or being involved in their kids' lives. Mm-hmm. So the women were finding themselves alone, but they still need companionship from a man. So then you had dudes that was on the corner selling dope and doing all other types of things in the household. Because what man is going to sit there and be not going to flourish? Mm-hmm. He's going to move on. So it was, and it went on.
There's a movie, James Earl Jones, and it was called Claudine.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Right?
It went on. It's still that rule is still in play today.
Why did you forget, Joe?
Oh, I'm ready for it. But if that movement is still on today, they still keep that same strategy when a black woman walks into social services and says she needs help. If they're gonna give her Section 8 housing, she cannot have a man living with her.
True.
Huh?
That's not true.
Well,
they will, because
if that has to have changed in the last 20 years.
It's changed. It's just that everybody that's in there, everybody's household, everybody's income is considered into their household. You can have your man in there.
Oh, it wasn't like that 20 years ago.
I know that because I know how they started that. But
my neighbor next door to me 20 years ago, she had to put him out one night and told him, nah, you're not coming here. Like, I'll call the cops. This Section 8, you're not supposed to be here.
They can be there. Social services and all that, they can be there.
Wow, that's new. At least that changed. But that was the drive to keep black men out of the household with black women. That was the separation of black families.
That's how it started, exactly.
Yep.
I mean, nowadays they rapping about what?
It depends.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, they rapping about destruction of black civilization. Look, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm running up.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say so much as that's what they're rapping on. That's what people are listening to.
Right.
Because they're only giving people what they're listening to.
Right.
They only, like, you got cats that saying that they ain't never saw.
They don't want a young KRS-One coming up.
They
don't want a young.
Well, there are some coming up.
They don't want young public enemies. They don't want that.
That's the only way they're getting signed.
Yeah, but they're getting signed because they're not doing what he's speaking on doing, which is building their own stuff.
I said that's the only way they're gonna get signed.
Yeah,
you don't think them
Jews.
They own it. They run the record label.
Yeah.
So they're not going for it.
And the crazy thing is they don't really know what they're listening to. They only listen to what we're influencing them that we listen to.
Think about it. Think about how we grew up with Brand Nubian. Think about how we grew up with Brand Nubian, KRS-One and stuff like that. We was rocking medallions. We felt good about ourselves. The other ones, the Jungle Brothers, Queen Latifah.
I mean, you go back.
Feel good about ourselves.
You go back to. You go back.
And you like Queen Latifah with Unity. Like if you call me up, I'm gonna knock you.
You can even go back as the mid '80s to the early '90s when Chris Cross and all that, we had cross colors, we had all the different gear, everybody had the, you know what I mean? At one time, and I know Carmen probably, well, he might be able to experience this like experience this on video, but at one time, we had a black industry that was really booming. But the fashion designers used to be in one big group together. You had Carl Kanai, like, we didn't know nothing about no Tommy Hilfiger, none of these other, you know what I mean?
Even as we speak right now, we got our hands in the clothing industry. Like, we want to take it to a revolutionary clothing, where basically you see pictures of Malcolm X on the shirt, even doing his assassination at the Art Ballroom. You know what I mean? We want to bring that to the vision. Like how your hoodie says net core, we want that hoodie to say Coretta Scott King, where she's mourning over her husband. You know what I'm saying? Kids will see that.
It's time for that. It's time.
I mean, you think about that's what we was doing. That's what we was rocking in the early '90s. We was rocking that.
You ever heard about Dapper Dance?
We had Black Bart.
Y'all ever heard about Dapper Dance?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, you're talking about Dapper Dance basically took like Coach and Gucci and just stole that shit. Just stole that shit. Like people was going to the store buying Coach and Gucci and shit like that. Dapper Dan was going there taking pictures of the bags and then going back and making create his own black logo and shit. So not really copyrighting it. He just made his own clothes and he put his own brand on it. But he used better material than you got at the store, and it was half the price you would pay to get it out of the store. So you would have artists walk in there and say, "Hey, I want to buy." Like I remember a hip hop artist. I'm not gonna say his name, from Queens. Went to Dapper Dan's and got his entire interior in his car done. All his seats, everything was done by Dapper Dan. The shit was smooth. It was that peanut butter. That peanut butter, like salt. That shit was hot.
What rapper was it?
I ain't gonna say his name,
He's still relevant?
Huh?
He's still rapping? He's still relevant?
Nah, he retired. He's old school, but he was.
No.
Nah.
That's one of my favorite queens.
He came from a crew, but it was just something he did with his money, and it didn't cost him a lot of money back then, because Dapper wasn't expensive as if he would have took that to
Gucci'd out seats and all that.
Yo, it was sweet, man. So that stuff I need to see back. Those are the things that I'm trying to instill in. Like entrepreneurs, I like to give a hand up to entrepreneurs, man, because that's a dream. You know what I mean? That's a dream.
Even West African, or I don't like saying African anymore, I like saying Kemet, but West Kemet or West African music is. They just started a new music that started in the last 2 years. That called Amapiano, and Amapiano is a mixture of Afrobeats and house music. It's like combined. So you got two boom 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 just together. Like if you know Afrobeats is more of a subtle boom 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 boom. But then house music is that boom boom boom. And they put them together, so your body, bro, you can imagine a dance. And I remember I they was beating on the pots.
I used to be, for a long time I was a house head. For a long time in my life I was a house head. I was going to any club, play a house, I was a dancer. For a long time, that's my thing. That's all my head went every day. I was just like this. I was like that everywhere I went,
You want to know what real revolutionary is?
What is it?
One mind with one heart, one sound. Not just this. Everybody in line. Because it goes deeper. It goes, for whatever reason they started us, they can't stand us, but it goes deeper than that. They created a race. That's what I was saying. That one big disease is a branch of a disease that they first started with. But that's not how God had it.
No,
God ain't gonna
that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the golden plan. That wasn't the golden plan in anybody's religion.
But real revolution is bringing all the people together. That's why what's his name, Fred Hampton started that Rainbow Coalition, because he already knew what time it was. They just had me hating you and you hating me, and we hating each other. We distracted from what they doing to us, and they bending us all over and raping us all.
You see, Fred Hampton had white colleagues, strong brothers.
That's real revolution, though.
I mean, well, Jesse Jackson was a big part of that.
Who?
Jesse Jackson.
That's a different rainbow.
That's
a different rainbow.
No, Jackson was part of Rainbow Coalition.
So you talking about Jesse?
Fred Hampton had a different rainbow.
Jesse?
Yeah,
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
I'm gonna need you to research on Jesse.
No, I knew what he was about, though. I knew what he was about. I will tell you. I
know when he started off.
I know how it was planned for him to do.
But I'm just saying.
When I think of Jesse, all I see is this: when he pointed at Martin, You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they doing that right now. All that industry, you're not hitting when you sell your soul.
That part.
You're not hitting when you sell your soul. Oh, we know that. We know that.
Martin Luther King despised Jesse. He was
there was certain, like, look what's happening today right before us. It's on TV right in front of us with the comedians. People were ripping each other off. Like, it always gonna come to a head.
Comedians still each other jokes all the time, though.
You know that thing.
But it won't. See, people thought Cat was talking about that. It was just more so. He was more talking about the respect and all of that, and how nobody respect him. Because what's his name? What's the other one that people call him crazy? The one from Major Pain, the young boy. Orlando Brown. He just had it.
But he got
he's crazy because of what they did to him.
But here's what I'm saying.
He speaks.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, me and you can get on the road tomorrow, and I can say we gonna go across the United States together, me and you in the car, and we're gonna handle business. The only two people in the room gonna know what me and you did. That's me and you. Them fools, and I'm gonna call them fools because those are fools. Y'all get together around people and you outcast certain other ones, but y'all bring them inside.
Yeah.
You take them out of the rain, but then you outcast them, and they see that you outcast them. You don't think they're gonna come back for you down the line?
Oh yeah.
You don't think Cat Williams gonna come back for you down the line?
But it's even deeper than that, because people, you gotta go to the comments, and I was happy to see that a lot of people was woken up about this. No. They blackballed Cat Williams because Cat Williams was putting too much truth in his jokes. He was telling on the industry in his jokes from day one.
I mean, you can tell what he was doing if he was a Cat Williams fan.
Right,
but like you can tell what Dave Chappelle was doing if he was a Dave Chappelle fan.
When he started talking about Epstein Island, that's when I knew, oh yeah.
I kind of like knew before this.
And the parties within the
because
parties.
He turned down a few jobs prior to a lot of things happening. And I was like, why would he turn those jobs down?
And watch the people. Because the people he said he turned down the jobs, and the people who got the jobs look at what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I knew this from back then. Because Cat Williams was like Friday, he could have got a better, like he could have been a bigger role. Like they went to him.
They didn't want it.
But they want to make him be something else. You know what I mean? Like,
now, granted, we got pioneers in all types of industries that went through doors, that sold their souls, and some of them made it out. Like I would say, Richard Pryor. That man had to get burnt down.
Oh, that man was crazy.
He was going Paul.
That boy, Richard Pryor was crazy. Like I grew up in Paul Mooney, Richard Pryor. Now Paul Mooney got blacklisted.
Yeah, because he was foul.
Like
Paul Mooney,
he was a really a great artist, but he didn't really care because he made a lot of money writing for other people.
He was old boy ghostwriter.
Oh, when he started
Richard Pryor ghostwriter.
Yeah, Paul Mooney made all his money from writing for other Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Yep. We about to call it a night. Well, Brother Rhaeem,
I appreciate you.
Yo, man, it's been an honor. It's definitely been an honor. Definitely blessings, King.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Let everybody know. Yeah, we want everybody to know where they can find you at.
Nah, not everybody.
Tell the world.
First, we are once again we're an organization called Do for Self Family, and you can find me on Instagram or Facebook as Rhaeem Shabazz, and get to know us, build with us.
You might have to spell your name. Some people know.
It's RHAEEM SHABAZZ, and that's on Facebook or Instagram. When you hit the name in, you'll see my face pop up, and basically just get to know us. We are nation building. We are building with the people. We are building with the community. We are here to combat human trafficking. We are here to combat the drug epidemics. We are here to bring the masses together, whether you are African, whether you are American, Black American, whether you are Hispanic or you from South America. We basically want to unite all of us because we are all brothers and sisters, and we want to basically turn young brothers and sisters into politicians and young entrepreneurs, and hopefully we one day take the government back. We owned the government when we came out of slavery from 1866 to the 1880s. We was we was the Republican Party. So we want to take it back to that era where we had that power. We want economics, we want agriculture, we want the land back. When you hear people say free the land, power to the people, that's what we mean, free the land. Benjamin Banneker built on DC. He built the White House. Why no black man or woman own those buildings?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have art institutes throughout DC. Why we don't own those buildings? You got black entrepreneurs out there, but we want to take it to the next level. So that's the whole purpose of Do for Self. We doing for you, we doing for us, we doing for we, and we doing for our community.
I love that. I love that. Well, my brother, like I told you, it's been a huge, huge pleasure. Nairobi don't never make her mistakes. She don't make mistakes when she brings guests on. She always brings people. I'm always hungry. I'm always real hungry, especially for education. Mm-hmm. And I must say, you came in today and you filled my plate and fed me a good meal, and I really appreciate that.
Y'all fed me.
You know what I mean?
Y'all, man.
So what you got going on, Joe? Anything you got any announcements tonight?
Oh, I'm about to have 12 babies. Nah.
Congratulations.
That ain't happening. They ain't happening.
Congratulations.
Well, if I do, they're gonna be puppies at that. So, right now, I'm just focused on this new year. I got new endeavors. I got just started reaching out my hand. You know what I mean? I'm trying to inspire more younger people to get more involved. That's my goal for 2024. And the only way I can do that is because this world is stuck on capitalism, and everybody don't want to do nothing for money. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, gotta make some money for this. Gotta make money." You chasing money. Because you're chasing money doesn't mean you're chasing a dream. You know what I mean? That at the end of the day, it's to conquer your dream. It's not to conquer the money, because the money gonna come and go. But if that's what it takes for us to start bringing them in the door, so we can get them in the roof and talk to them and teach them, then I'm willing to put a little something in their pocket so that they feel their time, their worthy time is also needed by us.
Tell them about the show, Joe. Tell them about the show.
So, passion and poetry?
Hold on. How do I do the clap?
Let's do it now.
Alright.
Tell them about the show, Joe.
So, the next show is January 26th, Passion and Poetry. 118 Washington Street, Suffolk, Virginia, Wall Street Cafe. All right. Yeah, big ups to my man Dominique Epps, his wife, his sister, the whole. Hey Tiff, we don't never say her name, but I'm say Tiffany's name. Yo, big up to Tiffany.
She made Fridays.
My sister, she's part of the team, whether she know it or not, but she be in there cooking it up, making sure everybody's taken care of. I encourage everybody to come out because it's not just an open mic; it's a
ambiance.
Yeah, it's an experience of the community. It's a community experience. All artists are welcome. Sign up early at happyhourlive757@gmail.com. Entry is $5 for artists. 6 minutes, you get the 6-minute show. 20 artists, so sign up early. If you really want to get involved, sign up early. At the end of the night, we do the honorable of calling our ticket number, and somebody gets $100. Can't get that. So you made a $95 investment just to come out and perform for 6 minutes. I know you can't get that nowhere in Virginia, where you're gonna go sit on stage for 6 minutes and make get a chance to win $95. I know, I've been in the industry that long. They don't do that here. You know what I mean? And I'm doing this because I'm challenging all other promoters out here dealing with these kids in this community. Y'all need to step y'all game up.
We want them at those venues instead of out inside.
We want them to come out and work. If they're gonna get work, start being reciprocated for what they're doing. Because these young men and women they're our next door neighbors. They're putting their gift, what God gave them, in front of us. We should take care of them. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I want everybody to come out. I want producers to come out. I want engineers to come out. I want A&R people, if we have any in this area. If you call yourself A&R, come out, come and see the artists, come and see what we got. And we also infiltrated younger kids into our organization now. So we're actually taking little ones in and having them intertwined. We get ready to do some other things, like actually have a kids open mic. So if you got talented children, bring them along. We can start doing things with them as well. But other than that, I'm really excited about Passion and Poetry this year. It's like super excited about it, like spewing out of my soul. And then we got White Wall Sessions, where we already spoke on. The Goo is going to be on the 17th of February.
Following our page, you'll see the flyer.
Yeah, so
because our next show with Pop for What's Your Passion? We're gonna have another artist this time.
And Brother Shabazz, you're welcome to come back anytime, bro.
I appreciate it.
Anytime the door is open, please come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, please come back. Please come back.
Anything you want to say? Anything you got coming up? concerts, anything? Tell them to check your video out so your views can go up.
Oh yeah, so my name is FR Karma. My video just came out. It's called KO. It's on all platforms. It's on YouTube. Go ahead and check it out. It'll be on my Instagram at fr.karma if you can't find it on YouTube.
That's it.
Salute.
That's it. I'm gonna go on
That's
YouTube
it.
and make sure
All
I
right.
get it from all,
So the Empress-
all my YouTube channels. Okay, Papi, I'm gonna make sure, Papi.
So the British girl, can the British
This is
girl
not,
come
no,
out
this is not the British girl. This is, Spanish. Papi,
tonight? So
But anyway, what, Papi?
what you got? What you got going on?
I'm ready to go back in mommy mode, but no, I got an interview for the book that's coming out, the anthology that I'm in Institute. So I'm ready to go through that radio interview. I'm still a part of the cast for the play, The Touch One. So we took a break, and he just put in our group message that we're going to start having practice on the 28th of this month, and our show is going to be in March. He's got 2 shows already lined up for Virginia on the 9th and 10th of March, and then he's going to try to take it out of state. First time traveling out of state.
Cool. Hi, Glaze to my sister, yo. Give it up to my sister, yo.
Oh wait, and Joseph, I forgot to tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, because somebody tagged me on.
I bet you won't.
Somebody tagged me on Facebook because this guy named Devin, he's doing some stuff in Newport News. He's opening up a lounge or something, and his first event is going to be on Valentine's Day. And he needed a male and female spoken word artist to do a poem about romance. So because they tagged me, he reached out to me. But he said, first I went on your page to check you out. He was like, yeah. First of all, your name just drew me in alone. Then he was like the stuff that you posted.
Man, look at my sister,
so
man.
he asked me, but guess who the male artist is gonna be?
Who?
Terrell, Mr. Terrell.
What?
But then he asked me to host it, so I'm gonna be hosted too. What's up?
Oh, look, see what God does. See what God does. Look, I just like, I can't tell people how grateful it is to be just in your space, just a part of you. You know what I mean? Because I was there when there was nothing there.
And I was like this.
Yeah, I was there. I've been there. You know how they say you know how they say you together from beginning to the end.
Oh, you talking about way back then?
Way back then.
When I was coming,
yeah, from the beginning. I've been there from the beginning, and I've seen this grow. Like I manifested this whole thing like right before me. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you also pushed me.
Yeah. And then you go out, look, she's getting booked, man. She's getting booked. A lot of people are seeing her, and I instill in Nairobi. I'm instilling everybody. It's not about the money right now. It's not about the money. It's about you being your voice.
That's my way of being a revolutionist right now. Revolutionary is my words. My words are my platform.
The voice.
So everybody know. I mean, I write about everything.
Where's your books?
At home.
Alright, I'll advertise them. I got you.
You know, I write about a lot of stuff.
Books out there.
Yeah, I write about a lot of stuff. About underlining writing is always about us. So.
But it's so grateful, and I do want, like, the main thing you are passionate in poetry. I'm letting everybody know.
So we are passionate.
We are as an organization, but you are a person that came through passion and poetry and built your platform through passion and poetry to where people see you. That's where you made your biggest start of noise at. We wasn't really out there like that before we started doing passion and poetry. So
I graced the stage of Happy Hour Live 757. That was my start.
Yeah, but not the way you did in passion and poetry.
That's because you kept. I ain't gonna say forced. You already know, Joe. Kept pushing.
But you know what I'm saying. But now she pushes herself. You know what I mean? Like that's all it takes. Sometimes it takes that person. You know, y'all like I'm gonna use a little metaphor. Y'all out there on the water off the beach, and I'm going in, and I want you to come in, but you're scared to go in.
Can't swim.
So I'm not gonna know until I push you out there. You know what I mean?
But humbly, I appreciate it. God knows that.
You know what I mean? So.
Now, what y'all have is an awesome thing. It's a beautiful thing. Like so, I've learned, like she said, Passion Poetry. I've been to her venue. That was at Newport News.
No, that was my venue.
That was our venue.
Well, I always say it's her venue.
Yeah.
It wasn't her venue. It was some other brothers.
Shout out to Creek. It's his
Yeah, Creek.
Brother
Creek.
He's dope too.
You know, yeah, his singing, his book is singing, man. That was.
Oh, I know.
When I went out there, I was amazed because there was a lot of different talents. I remember him. There was a lot of different talent, and so that was like, yo, I had a different idea. Of course, I had a different perspective on something I would want to do, but I definitely take the notes from that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the thing about it. It's not a place that. It's a heartfelt place.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is.
It's definitely heartfelt.
So it's when you belong to the community, it means a lot. Mm-hmm. And Uncle Joe belongs to the community. A lot of other people don't feel that way when they're out here doing it. They're doing it for business.
No, we do it for the community.
I belong to the community.
Even when you make music, I would suggest any artist, like, make music for yourself.
Yeah.
Love what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to.
That's him right there.
Yeah,
Definitely
you
love
have
what he
to.
do.
Like, I
You have
don't
to.
care if you make it $5 to.
I mean, that's how they get involved.
And
You see,
he's hip hop to me.
he's here,
Like,
but
you got rap, you got hip hop. Rappers is what we see nowadays in the
Yeah.
videos. He's hip hop.
Hip hop.
There's a lot of hip. I ain't gonna lie, some rappers, cause they doing it for entertainment. They want to write, but then you got hip hop. Hip hop goes down in history. F.R. Karma is one of the ones.
that's pure love right here.
That's hip hop.
That's pure love.
That's
That's
say
what you
something.
music.
That goes down in history.
We gonna lock it in.
Yeah, it's time to go. So everybody, we gonna say good night. Call it quits. Boom, y'all wanna hit some cameras?